So, hey, want to see how my new light works when you turn it on? Okay, so you can't really tell now because the sun is shining on the other side, so it's not as dramatic as it was earlier when I first tried on this light. Oh my God, it was blinding me. I was like, I'm not supposed to go to the light yet. Oh wait, it's my stupid lamp. So let me just adjust it because yeah, it's kind of glaring in my face. But I'm pretty sure this one was cheaper than the first lamp I got. I think the first one was about almost $50, and this one was $30, both from Amazon. I'm too lazy to check for the old one. I'm pretty sure it's between 45 to $50 with the first one. But this one, it's bigger, funny enough. Hopefully it'll last longer, but I don't know. I don't have the best of luck with equipment in general. What is this messy? I swear I don't have the best of luck keeping clean. I try to be those clean people, but I guess I'm not a part of that world. So hey, sorry for my weird intro. How you doing? As you can see here, I am working on the second shoe, and I shown the progress. Not the entire, but like where I currently left off on this one. This one looks a lot better, I think. I really like this side, but I messed up the other side. But I did manage to remove the stuff from the the rubber sole side. Most of it you can still see. I still got to clean that off. But the majority of the eyesore that were like Venom's tendrils, I managed to remove. So that's a good thing. I still have to clean this up, but I'm like, I did the majority. Maybe I need a break. But I do like this so far. And I did take the liberty of covering. And sorry, it's all messy inside. I don't know why it gets dusty and crusty here, but yeah. But I do really like how this is turning out. I'm going to try to make sure this has more of a gradient sunset color to still adhere to the background. But if I can't, I guess I can do lighting at best. Good luck with that, lady. As for this one, it's still another Venom, but I guess the classic profile view. I was trying to avoid doing this, but it couldn't be helped. It couldn't be helped. And as you can see from this line art versus the blue line art, I did change my mind. When I did the drawing of the line art live, I cannot see what the heck I drew. And I needed my reference. But the reference was on my phone, which I was using to do the live stream on, and I do not have the bestest of best memories. So I did what I could. When the camera was, turned off and I looked at it off and on, I did not like it. So I decided to opt for another. This is still like the basic classic Venom pose or profile shot. But I guess, I don't know, this kind of wore me out, so I'm just going to settle for a slightly more tame version, and let me just put it to the side here. And the paint I'm using is whatever this is. What's Yart? Is that how you pronounce it? I take things too literal sometimes, and it can be either funny or, bitch, can you read? It gets to that blurred line, more or less. What the hell? What the heck? Okay, sorry, I was looking at something. And then, what else? I did write notes like the last 4 minutes. I'm like looking at it too. And I'm like, what do I talk about? Oh. So this morning I was, my oldest brother was messaging me to do something for him. And then later on, I managed to crack in Black Myth Wukong geek out with him because he also plays Black Myth Wukong and I also play. And I'm like, we have something in common to talk about that isn't about family things. And so we were talking about the Black Myth, Zhonghui again. And then I was also low-key venting about how, like, why can't they just continue with the old story? And he's like, yeah, I know. I saw the YouTube video about it, and they mentioned how they were kind of burnt out from working on Wukong since it took so many years to accomplish that feat. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Working on something for so long and it's the same thing, they want to start new. So I understand that as an artist where you work on the same thing for so long, you need a break or you don't want to do it anymore. So I totally understand that. I don't like it, but I understand that from an artist viewpoint. And so I'm just hoping as they release that story of Zhonghui that it may not take as long, but no promises because, like Black Myth Wukong took such a long time to be released. And then there's this story and then maybe a DLC. And then one of my friends sent me a picture of one of the like other games that they are tied to, other stories tied to the Black Myth Wukong franchise. I was staring at that like, oh my God, that's so cool. Ugh, I need to make fan art for that friend. But the other thing is my oldest brother's like, oh man, you know how long it took for the Black Myth Wukong story game to come out? I'll be super old by then. And I was like, hey man, don't say that. I'm right behind you. I'm not that far back. So we'll be like freaking dinosaurs when like at least chapter 3 or 4 of those other stories of the Black Myth franchise will come out. And I'm like, oh my God, why do all the cool things happen when we're so old? Am I right? Oh my gosh. Okay, so sorry, I'm trying to see what I wrote because I can't read what I wrote. Once upon a time, I used to write very well, and then internet happened, and so my handwriting looks like chicken scratches. Okay, let me see here. Oh no, when it's off and on, off and on. I get that. But yeah, I just want to see some stuff come out a little faster while I do sound and look young, doesn't mean I am young. And I don't know how long it'll last. It's nice to be like, oh yeah, I don't look like my age, but I feel my age. I cannot emphasize that enough. When you get to my age, oh my God, I don't know if you'll understand it, but maybe you do, or maybe you're still in blissful ignorance. Who knows? Anyway, so yeah, it was really nice geeking out with my oldest brother. And I was like, yay, I have stuff to talk about. And so, sorry for that awful voice, but here we are. And then what else is there? Oh, I've been watching that Korean animation cartoon called Real Woman. It's hella funny. I like it a lot. I rewatch it because they didn't finish the story. I was so disappointed that they didn't finish the story. The last episode was released a year ago, like maybe over a year ago. And some people who spoke English and left comments are like, I've been watching this back to back, and I was surprised and disappointed that they didn't finish. Can you guys please finish it? Because I think they're still releasing animations, but it's for other like one-shot stories where they don't really have, they kind of have their own world, and Real Woman has their own worlds. But every so often they may like have a world combo and they both see each other, but it's not taken super seriously. It's an animation. You don't have to be super picky about the lore about their worlds or what have you. Anyway, yeah, I was like, I hope they make another one. It'd be great. And I even started making fan art on my cards, but I also want to do actual fan art while the cards are a kind of fan art in a sense. Like I mentioned, they're like visual aids or reminders for me to do larger projects if I like them enough. And there's actually a lot of them I want to work on. I'm going to be doing this stuff for the rest of my life. I am already there. I am committed. My gosh, I am committed. But it's fun. I'm still having a good time. And then I also heard from one of my cool friends, and they're doing their promo work on their passion project. And I am still looking forward to the pre-order once it arrives. I should plug some of my friends' stuff. Maybe I should do that later. I'll do that in the description later. It's called, I think it should be okay to advertise it. It's called Gear Boy by The Art of Nick Rivers, or Nick Rivers. He's about to release that later on. I'm not sure if there's still slots for the autograph stuff by now, but for sure. Oh no, I think. Oh no. I think there's still time. But yeah, I'll leave the description and links later if I know how to. I haven't done links on my PC in a long while. I usually go through my phone, but I'm not sure if I can do it. But I'll try to figure it out. It'll take a while because I'm the dinosaur with a dinosaur phone, and I'll figure it out, I swear. But even sorry, I'm like tired. As you get older, you also get a lot more tired. So let me see. The lighting on this one, yeah, I'm also looking at the reference, and I have to kind of adjust the colors and lighting to whatever the heck I'm doing here. I also have to hide some of the stupid mistake and tree and lines too. Oh my god. Yeah, this project, I did not expect it to be this long, but here we are. I'm just glad this one is not as bad as I thought, but I still have to do a lot of cleanup and adjust the colors to what I like, because I did not expect this much venom to be covering the majority of the shoe. And yeah, here we are. I'll try. Oh no, I think I have to remove this. I'm not going to use this part. So maybe like from here a little bit, it'll just kind of go around the shoe and then that's it. But I don't think I'll be using this. I don't think so. So I have to paint over this again. I don't want this shoe to be too thick with paint. That's what I'm also worried about. Yeah, there's a lot going on here, despite what I'm doing. Because I have to stare at the stuff and think a bit, and I don't like thinking. I mean, yeah, you're supposed to think, but sometimes when you're like, oh, how do I do that? You know, that kind of thinking. I don't, because I'm not using digital art. I have to use my brain. I'm not saying people who do digital art don't use their brains. It's just there's a lot more accessible features you don't have to worry about compared to traditional art. That's what I mean. Okay, so calm your boobs. So I have to think a little harder with how I can achieve some of the colors and details without having, plus, yeah, I don't have an undo button technically. The paint will probably undo itself if I allow it to, but sometimes I can also make it worse and it'd be my fault, not the program's fault, because I am the program. I'm the one doing this, right? Anyway. And also, yeah, the other thing is this paint, it's not as opaque. It's quite transparent, so I have to keep layering up and I have to wait for it to dry. That's why I have other things. Ew, let's get that out of there. Let it dry off camera so you're not gross and making people sick. Oh, there's 0 people. That's fine. When there's 0 people, I can be distracted. Okay, so meanwhile, I also started working on some other cards. I know I keep camera. Let's work together, please. I know I keep showing him. I'm a little scared of coloring him because I like line art more than colors, funny enough, despite me working with colors a lot. Actually, I'm terrified of colors every time I work on it. There's not always a guarantee it's going to turn out well. I've been relying on luck with color, funny enough. Let me see. I did the request. Sorry, I hear something. Okay, let me see. Sorry, I'm like listening and I'm a little distracted. I thought I heard something. It freaks me out. Okay, so I think one of the drawings I'll continue is the one I mentioned, The Art of Nick Rivers. He has like some mascots here or characters here and there. I've been meaning to draw and I drew it and then I messed up the painting. Then I neglected it. I'm so sorry, man. I don't know if he'll see this, but I really do like your art. It's just sometimes I get distracted by a lot. You see, like I work on 10, 15, 20 projects at the same time. I need to not do that, but I keep doing it anyway. I'm sorry. So let me, do I have a reference? Or I can continue coloring. I kind of, oh no, wait, I need the reference. This one has a lot of like clean, precise lines, and I don't have that by itself. I have to do this with the actual reference, and I'm kind of like scatterbrained today. I'm also debating whether or not I go grocery shopping because I think I already ran out of snacks. Like, how can you run out of snacks? I just do. It sucks, but we'll see. I think I'll continue her and her. Maybe Shard over here. And there's also Blink, but I forgot what color she is. I know she's a purple, but I forgot what kind of purple. And I'm not, my memory is not, I could look online, but I don't want to. Hello, laziness. How have you been? Okay, so the other problem is with the real woman characters, their skin is like off-white cream color. I don't have that right now. Or it just eludes. It hides from me and I can't find it. Like, what the heck? Where did I put it? Dope. Okay. So I just settle for this one and just add white. That's the best I can do. Well, I'm sorry. I cannot adhere to the standard of the animation, but here we are. But because it's cards, like I mentioned, I don't have to be super 100% following through. Oh, gosh, I almost forgot. I have this bracelet. Whoops, it fell off. Okay, it was kind of, I usually don't have anything on my right hand since I'm right-handed. Like, the more I watch, the more I actually like her character. Ju So Young, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really good at pronouncing Korean names. I'm so sorry. I hate when I do that because I hate when people mispronounce my name. It's not that hard to pronounce. But then when people mispronounce it anyway, I'm like, oh my God. It's not that hard. It's like that singer, even though I'm older than the singer. I had this name first. But yeah, I always feel bad when I mess up people's names. People say, oh, that's fine. It happens all the time. But I feel so bad every time I do it. Every time I feel so bad. Maybe it's a bit dramatic, but I just feel bad when people mess up their names. Because I had my name messed up a lot and I low-key hate it. But it's not their fault, even though it's a Western name. Some people have it. They should know. But for some reason, it never adheres to their when I show up. But anyway. One of the things I was watching a while ago, specifically, it was about guys' take on encountering pick-me girls. For those of you who are unaware of the pick-me girl trope, or oh my God, what is that sound? It's pissing me off. I think it's a monster. Anyway, for those of you who are unaware, pick-me girls are those girls who tend to try to do all the things the boys do just to not only get along with the boys, but also be the top tier pick of the bunch of girls or a group of girls. And they want to be, they want to stand out. It's like, I'm not like the other girls, that sort of thing. And at the same time, they also put girls down and treat them like garbage or embarrass them at their worst sometimes just to push themselves up to stand out more for the other guys. And I don't know. Did I consider myself? I didn't even, that term did not exist when I was young. Maybe at most tomboy. That was one thing. And as much as I want to say, oh, I was a tomboy, no, I wasn't, because I didn't care for sports. I wasn't like, I don't want to get dirty because who's going to wash the clothes? You know, I always had that thing in my mind, like, what happens if this happens? What happens if that happens? And so I was pretty cautious growing up, wondering how my actions would affect others for a young person. Yeah, I know, right? Like, where is that now? I don't know. Don't ask me. But what is it? Okay, so pick me girl. So some of the stories they talked about were like instances where one girl is being talked to by a guy, and the pick me girl is nearby, and they try to get that guy's attention because she wants that guy. And what they do usually is to talk down about other girls, or they try to indirectly imply like, oh, you don't need to eat all that food, do you? I mean, you can have it, whatever floats your boat, Miss Thang. They try to imply like, oh, she eats too much because she's fat, or they bring up embarrassing stories about their lives in front of the guy that they're getting along with, just to bring them down and lift themselves up. Or they try to just agree with whatever the guy likes, because, oh, whatever he likes, I should like too, because then we'll have something in common. We'll have a kind of rapport. We'll have common ground, and maybe he'll fall in love with me and all that stuff. But some guys, I'm not saying all guys, because some of them wouldn't understand. They would be like, what? They were like that? Like, they wouldn't know. But there are some guys who catch on. They're like, why are you like this to her? Like, she didn't do anything to you. That's a bit rude. But sometimes, like, during the actual situation, it kind of just goes so fast you wouldn't notice. But yeah, when they do realize, like, that's what you're doing, get away from me. 9 out of 10 times, they probably will not like you. But that doesn't mean all guys are receptive like that. There'll be some like, oh, she's just jealous, something stupid. So it depends on the guy as well, whether or not they have seen those kinds of actions before, versus, oh, that's what she was doing. I thought she just really liked me and we just have some common things. And okay, so maybe that person you don't have to be around with. But as for me, was I considered a pick me girl even if the term did not exist? That's how old I am. Let me think, because that I have to think far back. That sucks. I hate thinking far back. I mean, I like remembering nostalgia things, but sometimes I also have to like think a little harder and remember what the heck was I like as a kid. And oh my god, I think I was full of shit when I was a kid. And by kid, it's usually between the ages of 12 to 17, 18 years old, thinking that I know ways of the world when I didn't even step out of the damn state. No, I did go to the Philippines, but that was like vacation and not very often. But at least I had a little bit more self-awareness that we have it really good here. Despite, I mean, even with all the things going on nowadays, it's still way better than some other people's countries and stuff. Okay, so the fear mongering is really making me tired. I'm just saying. But yeah, it might have seemed like I was a pick-me girl. I also got along with guys well, but it's not because I wanted to bring other girls down. But there were some girls that did annoy me, but not for the reasons pick-me girls do that. I think just because how they acted and also how they treated me sometimes, because I didn't act and sound like them, and so they talked bad about me, so I'll talk bad about them. It was kind of like that. But not to the point where I bring them down and bring them at their lowest just so I could raise myself and be in favor of the guy I like. I didn't even like guys that far to scheme like that. Like, I don't have that kind of time. I honestly did not have that kind of time back then. I was a homebody and had to take care of family stuff. I don't have time for that shit or stupid games like that. But I did have a story, but I don't think I should talk about it right now. I don't know, watch my stuff by accident someday. But I'm trying to think, but I don't think overall I was considered a pick-me girl. Maybe my tendencies or how I acted sometimes may come off as a pick-me girl, like getting along with boys more, like a surface level. Maybe it looks like it, but not really. Especially when I find out, oh no, I don't like you that much, or we may have disagreements and we actually don't talk for years. Yeah, if I really wanted to agree with that person, I'd kiss their butt and be like, yeah, I know, right? And it's like a whole bunch of morals and views that I don't agree with. I'm not like that at all. Maybe 10, 20 years ago, just because I want to keep the peace, I might be like, yeah, I agree, just nod and go home and, oh, what the fuck was that? But that would be like, that's it. But now if I don't like what I hear, I will say it and explain why and kind of grit my teeth and hope for the best. Because sometimes people don't like it when you disagree with them. They'll be really angry and get really visceral, very rude, very cruel sometimes when they don't like when you disagree with them, especially nowadays. And so I have to brace myself sometimes when I say my viewpoints, because nowadays, if you say your opinion, apparently people don't like that. And I'm like, that's what I think. What's wrong with that? But then when they say something that you know, I don't know. It's just so stupid sometimes when people don't like what you like. I don't mind if people don't like what I like. That's fine. I mean, I'll be a little sad and stuff, but that's why I would ask you, like, well, what do you like then, you know? And if it turns out you don't want to talk to me or you don't want to say anything that tells me more about yourself, I don't know what to tell you. I'd rather go talk to the brick wall than talk to someone wasting my time, you know? So use your words. I feel like people don't use it because we're texting. We don't know how to use our words anymore. That's what it feels like too. So, or they do the classic ye old ghosting or whatever the heck that is. I just say disappear because it might as well be like that. But at the same time, though, oh my God, use your damn word, shit. Like, yeah, feelings get hurt, but then you move on and life happens. That's it. I don't know why people don't think that far anymore. I mean, they talk about futuristic things, but then something as simple as a conversation, and if things don't go well with your talk, let's agree to disagree. Let's compromise. No one wants to do it anymore. It takes time to do that. And people just like, screw it. I don't want to waste time. Ghost, bye forever. You know, that kind of stuff. And I don't like doing that. I try to explain myself to my utmost degree. But sometimes people don't want to do that. They don't want to waste time doing that. They just, I don't want to, you know, and then they just leave. Like, what the fuck? But ultimately, maybe that they're considered a dodge bullet. Maybe I don't have to waste my time with such a person. So you can kind of count your blessings in that order, I guess, that you don't have to waste time dealing with someone like that. And I had a handful of people that just up and leave and don't say anything. And I'm like, oh, that's a lot of bullets I missed. So anyway, there's that. But yeah, the whole concept of pick me, I also don't like that, to bring down others just so you lift yourself up. I know some people who are like that. And I'm like, geez, man. Can you do something else with your life? So messed up. Like, there are some people I see like, oh my God, I can just look at them like, I don't like you. But I keep it to myself. I don't go like, just start hurling insults at them because I don't like how they, just how they carry themselves. Like, no, like, you just keep it to yourself. That's fine. I don't know. I think with internet, especially if they're on social media and they try to say things just to get clout and views and all that stuff, like, we need to, I feel like we have to go back to school and learn manners or something, or learn the hard way by going into retail and customer service. I think that should be one program where you have to deal with really garbage people who treat people like objects or just stuff, like servants. They should like put them in retail for half a month. Is that a lot? Like 3 to 6 months, and I'm pretty sure they'll change their tune. And then if they still act a fool, you could still put them in longer. I don't know how that would work, but they should work in retail or the food industry, the food service industry. Oh my God. I'm not brave enough to go into the food service industry. I'd be like, oh no, I cannot. I cannot, not. Especially when food is around and people find out, oh, there's this, and then you're the one just serving them the food and they give you crap for it. It's like, I didn't make the food. I'm just giving it to you. Geez, So I try to be super nice to to restaurants. I don't want them to be, I come back and they do something nasty to my food. Like, oh, I know that person. She said some shit. Let's, just do something to your food. I try to be nice. Okay. Or at least polite and considerate and understanding of their situation and stuff. Well, not to that degree, but just I'm trying to be nice, all right? But yeah, I think one thing to determine how people are is to watch how they treat others, especially in like the food service industry and customer service. Just see how they treat them, and if you don't like it, say something. Don't just like, oh, that's okay. Don't make excuses for them. Then you're allowing it to happen. You should tell them if they don't want to change. There's the door. Am I right? But yeah, I just find it so weird about how people treat others that way, and we don't learn manners. Or they do, and it just flies over there. Like, I don't have to take that. I got things to do. I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand that crap. Because I worked in customer service, so I feel bad for them, and I try to make things easier for them. Okay, so that's why I am the way I am. And oh my God, there are some rude ass mother effers. And sometimes, oh my God, if you're especially rude and you try to talk down to me and thinking you're progressive by not talking about another race, but it's okay to talk bad to me, but not that other person who's a different race. I hope you stub your toe for the rest of your life. And it's the baby toe. And it's the really messed up part. It goes into a different angle. And also a swordfish just comes out and stabs you in the leg. I mean that with love. Because you'll survive, but you'll have a big gaping hole in your leg for the rest of your days. So don't. I just think a lot of things and move on with my life. I don't actively, okay, let's enact revenge. No, I don't do that. It just helps me cope a little bit. Anyway. Swordfish. Oh my God. Oh, over the weekend I didn't get to go fishing. I'm like, yay! I don't have to fish. And I actually took a little nap it wasn't a long nap, but I took a nap. And then the other thing was that's how I got fast. I continued this painting quite fast because no one was bothering me about everything every 5 minutes. So I was able to have some kind of progress. I think if I went fishing and then did all the usual stuff, I wouldn't have this much completed, to be honest. So it was good that I stayed home when I did. Not because I'm sick. I actually had a cold and it was cold that day. But that doesn't mean that just means I am delaying the inevitable because this coming weekend, the lovely 3-day Labor Day weekend, I have to go fishing again. There's no escape. But because it's warmer, there's a good chance there will be more fish. And I can catch more while my husband gets whatever big deep sea fish he ever gets, or I don't know, because he caught 4 baby sharks, funny enough. They're not, don't take them home with you. I forgot, was it 3 feet is a requirement? I forgot. Yeah, maybe 3 feet is the minimum requirement for sharks. But, it's a baby. He said they didn't even have teeth. And I was like, oh, how did they not have, that's cute. But yeah, he threw them all back, but he took pictures and threw them back. So it's not like, oh, go. What's this in my backpack? It's a little shark. How did it end up here? He's not like that. I'm more like that, but not with baby sharks, of course, or any animal. I'm not like that, okay? I am aware that animals are animals, and if you cross them in any other way that they don't like, they will become wild and rip your face off. So don't mess with animals. I don't know why people think a lot of animals are cute, cuddly woodland creatures that are like, Snow White or Sleeping Beauty. It's not like that, okay? Oh my gosh. Don't try to act like you know the way of the animals when they have, especially the animals with people hands. Fun fact, I have a low-key fear of animals with people hands, and that is like mice, rats, raccoons, bears to some degree, but I like bears, they're cute. But of course I'm not gonna go hug a bear. Hell no. Um Monkeys, different kinds of monkeys. Oh my gosh, they scare me. Like, and they have a like they're wild animals, so they have incredible grip strength, and it freaks me out. So I also try to teach my son to like not mess with the animals because he likes animals too, but you know how kids don't know any better about animals. So I try to make sure, like, hey, just if they don't want to go near you, respect that. Just say hi and okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye. That's it. From a distance, don't try to approach it closer. And I try to teach him common sense. So I don't want him to get mauled by a random animal because I didn't teach him to stop. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's interesting to see how things go. Oh my god, this paint's not doing so great. And then this one's also brown. No, it's also brown. Yeah, it's also brown. Trying to remember. I'm not working with reference today, so I'm going by memory. It's not exciting. It's more like, oh god, let's hope this works. It's more like that. 36 minutes, not too bad. Oh, gosh, I don't know if I have time to go grocery shopping. I also have to check if I have enough money. I always have to do that now just to make sure because I have to pay a stupid big bill later. Oh my god, I hate it. I hate bills. I would pay my bills. And then I also did the Mega Millions. It turns out I got the wrong one. I was supposed to get the Powerball, but I thought, oh, if I pay more, I get something. But I did get two numbers, but it was not enough. I had to get the two numbers and that mega yellow ball in order to get $20. I was like, oh, I could have got $20, but I did not, so that's okay. But that was the peak luck that I have with the lotto. I actually had two numbers, and then that's it. I got nothing out of it. Sounds about right. And then what is it? Yeah, I try not to be super big on lotto, only like when it's super big, but I know my luck is not the best. It ain't the best. It's always some random person in the middle of nowhere, and they're like 80, 90 years old, and their grandchild gave them a lotto, and here you go, let's see what happens. And then they win, like, what? And then I also hear stories of what happens to people who are lottery ticket winners, and my God, their stories are quite morbid and really messed up. Like, geez, man, I don't want to get into it. Just look online long enough about what happens to people who win the lottery. It ain't pretty. And so some people have like drastic ways on how to claim the prize, the lottery money. And some of them wear masks. Some of them hire people that they absolutely trust to get the money. Some of them, they fake their deaths or something and try to start a new life under a new what is it? Identities. Like, my God, like they have to do what they can so they don't get targeted. Like, people start begging them for money. Like, people crawling out of the woodwork, crawling out of their nasty hermit caves, like, oh, you have money, it's like that. Like, geez. Like, you really wonder how people are until you have some money and they start going, hey, you owe me this and this and then oh my God, I don't know how that would be like if I ever won any money. Like, even the $20 was like, ooh, I get $20. That was it. I don't aim that high. I just like, oh, that's nice to get $20. Especially nowadays shit. Okay, what else can I talk about? Oh, right, fall. Yeah. It's still summer, but because a whole bunch of people are back in school and the days are slowly getting shorter. Yeah, and some of the merch is turning into fall. It just feels like, oh, fall is around the corner, and it kind of is, but it's not till like September, I think 2021, 22, give or take. I remember correctly. Oh, okay, she looks alright, but I have to wait a bit for the layers to dry so I can clean it up a bit more. Okay, I know I should be working on shoes, but yeah. What color do I? Here's gray. Look, do I even have gray? Oh shit. I guess I'll just use black and then add white. I don't feel like it. Because the atmosphere for Weapon Zero is kind of like, well, they do take place in space. Maybe I'll just use blue, I guess. Okay, I suppose. Like maybe a dingy blue, maybe. My God. My views and people coming in and out of the live stream, it's like it is literal day and night from today, from like the Wednesday time slot versus the midnight to 1 a.m. time slot. It's so different. Like right now, it's just coming and going and nobody, and that's how it is most of the times because it's work time. I understand that now. I mean, I did understand, but I was kind of just denying it, like blindly ignoring the reality of the situation. And then, but I was also aware of it. It's just I joke. I just joke. Meanwhile, at the 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. time slot, that's a whole other ballpark because a lot of people show up. I was like, what the fuck? What? And it's really good. I can get more views on under my belt because why I don't do the whole the partnership thing with the ads. I should have done that a long time ago. It's because I don't have enough watch time for both my shorts and my videos. And I was kind of at a standstill, like, what the hell do I do? A lot of the stuff I do, they don't like. And so I figured, let's do a different time slot instead of the usual, because this is clearly not working for me. And so I did, and it worked. And that was the one that was very receptive, and I get more views. It's still not a lot, but it's a lot way better than right now. Okay. So the watch time as well, because that one's also important when I have to if I want to do partnership. If I don't know. Ugh, I'm tired already. I didn't do much and I'm tired. Pygmy girls. I almost called them pygmy. 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 It sounds like that. So I was like, no, they're not pygmies. They're pick-me's. Sorry. Sometimes certain words that sound similar, I get them confused for another word like concubine, I would call them cucumbers. It's like, well, maybe to some degree, but that ain't it. Let's not think too hard. Okay. I am kind of curious about oil paints, but I remember my older siblings using said oil paint. And one of the things I hated about it, seriously hated, was the smell. I don't like the smell of, I think it's some sort of oil I don't know. That was when I was really small, and I saw my much older siblings work with oil paintings, and they were large paintings too. So that smell just stayed in my nose. It ain't cute. But I think there are some alternatives where they did not have a smell. So maybe I will look into that more and consider oil painting. But I also worry that I'm like, am I doing too much? Am I expecting, hoping, and turns out I can't do it? Because that's also happened where I think, oh, I can do this. I can try this. And turns out, oh, no, I can't. No, I can't. So I'm just maybe I'll end up painting in my 50s and 60s using oil paint. I don't know yet, because right now I actually like acrylic and to some degree watercolor. Gouache is kind of a maybe since it's very similar to acrylic paint, but also you can treat it like a watercolor, which I think is kind of interesting too. But I need to actually use gouache paint more, fun fact, because I think there's an expiration. One of my paints says 3 years. I was like, oh shit, I need to do that. But I'm the freaking creature of habit, and I keep going back to the acrylic paints. So sorry about that. But I need to step on that. And then I also have those paint sticks. I have those tempera paint sticks that I have. I also want to try to practice. There's so many mediums I need to use more, but I always just keep crawling back to acrylic paints because they don't really let me down as much, and I don't have to worry about it causing me trouble later. Like, I don't have enough colors, whereas I can mix colors with these that I have because I have so many of them that I can make a custom color. So that's a major perk that I would like to have. Whereas the new stuff, I don't know. Sometimes it says one color on the cover, and then turns out that is not the color that you promised. So that's just me being nitpicky about such things. So don't worry about that. That's why I don't really use new things unless as a test, and then turns out, oh, this sucks. I can't. Okay. Yeah, I know. This stuff I talk about is not very interesting. I'm looking at the people count right now. It's like dead on 0. But on last Saturday/Sunday, it was a whole different atmosphere. And sometimes some people will try to talk, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. Thank you so much. And most of the time, for the time being, it's been pretty warm and accepting. So I don't mind that at all. It's really cool. But I also have to accept, like, oh, it's not going to happen all the time, especially around now. Because around now, it'd be like this. And I think sometimes people are not very patient with traditional art as much because I think we are so spoiled with the internet and technology where we crave, we must have the undo button. But I think this also trains me to not be super reliant on that. But this is just me, okay? I'm not saying if you use digital art, Procreate, whatever you use, and you use the undo button like no tomorrow. Hey, don't get me wrong, I do that all the time, okay? Just it kind of makes me not rely on that too much. That's what I'm trying to get. Because especially if you use digital, methods to make your art, and then a lot of the time, and then for like, let's do something traditional, it's like, where's the undo button? I don't want to be like that too much. So I try to rely on myself and see if I can fix a problem I messed up, because everything that it messes up, that's my fault. I did that. How do I fix it? So it's kind of like a problem solving thing for me, which is rich coming from someone who doesn't like problem solving. But it seems to be going okay most times anyway. If I really don't like it, like there's no way of saving it, I would eventually throw it out. But I think that's if there's no hope and I hate it. But that's usually not the case most of the time. Because even if I do hate it, I can just paint over it, which I have been doing with a lot of these cards. So you don't have to throw this stuff away, especially if it turns out ugly. You can totally paint over it. Just make sure you have one more chance, and then that's it. If it's like full of thick paint, maybe you can throw it away. But I try not to lead on to have that result later down the line. Me and one of my other friends were talking about K-pop idols and how it's a little scary for some of them when some of their fans are a bit more hostile, a bit more too much, a bit more obsessed with their existence. And we were discussing how, like, maybe like K-pop idols, and I think celebrities in general, need more distance from the people again, like it used to be before. Like they had like an air of mystery. You didn't know too much because they're practically from a different world compared to what we deal with. But then now with internet, like, and they're jumping in on that bandwagon like they've been for years. And then you see a lot of what they think and say and do, and you really don't need that. But don't get me wrong, not all celebrities are like that. There are some who like keep a minimalist sort of um, uh, activity online, which I don't mind too much. But I like I mentioned, I don't really care for celebrities in general. Like I'll watch your movie, I'll like some funny things you say, and then that's it. I don't really invest time and like, oh, I have a crush on you. Since no, I didn't. Even if I did have like some semblance of a crush, I don't have that now. I'm like, no. Why would I? And so I don't take that stuff seriously. I don't treat singers like, oh, they're goddesses and they can never do any wrong and they're perfect in every other way. And no, they're not. Whatever they don't show, that's their true selves, okay? Whatever those are, because we don't have the liberty to see that, whatever that is. I haven't heard anything about that whole P. Diddy stuff. I wonder what happened to that. Because other things happened. Okay. Oh, okay. It was good to do it upside down. Not too bad. 51 minutes. I need to wrap it up since people are not really giving a crap today. But I get it. I know. I'm not that interesting. But this is turning out pretty good. I'm like, oh, okay, not bad. Okay, this one, shard. What? Maybe this blue? I'm not sure what kind of blue. Maybe I'll just do the same one here. But let's continue with our shoe because I forgot. Okay. Because I think I was telling my friend about learning about the concept of anti-fans. Not only fans, anti-fans. It's a kind of, it's, I think originally it stemmed from a person hating a certain celebrity, whatever stupid reason they have. But then instead of just like, I hate the celebrity, I'm going to go like someone else, like a normal person. They still follow that person. They despise to their soul, to their entire essence. And they obsess over them in a different way, hating on them, saying terrible things to them online. And even they get to the point where they show up at like live events and throw, nasty things at them or say terrible things about them and their families, dox them, try to find where they like, whoa, I thought you hate the person. Why are you doing all this? Like a normal person who doesn't like someone, you stay away. You don't keep following them. Like, well, what is that? And they almost never seem to be getting in trouble. Like you can't track their IP address and find their asses. Like they don't do that over there for some reason, at least what I've seen in Korea. I don't know. And I don't know if they actually do anything, but from the sounds of it, they always seem to get away from it scot-free, from harassing, saying horrible things to celebrities and people who worship who like that person. It's like, what the hell? Get a life. And I'm probably gonna get like, oh, I don't know. But since no one watches myself, it should be fine. But yeah, I just find that so weird to just use so much time and energy just hating on someone so much. Just to like, why? What is the goal there? I don't understand. Like they're miserable. And then what? They end up in the hospital for whatever reason because you help push them into that kind of corner. Like, what is the point? I don't understand. I think that's stupid. And a waste of time. There's so much better things to do than hate someone. Like, what? Like, get a hobby. Shit. Why do that? That's so lame. Okay. Tongue, right. Okay, so he has a tongue. Good to know. Sorry, I went off on that rant. I don't know. I just don't like, while I don't care for celebrities, I think that's also messed up for people unnecessarily hating on them. I think like there's so much better things to do than do that. But apparently they don't know because that's all they like to do. I'm like, I'm just going to stay away from that. That's none of my damn business. I just think it's stupid to use all that time, energy, and money. People waste money on this to hate on someone. That's so lame. Do something else that's more good for your health or some shit. No, they don't wanna. Anyway, sorry about that. I just think some stuff people do online is really ridiculous and unnecessary. You don't have to do all that shit. You really don't. So yeah, for those of you tuning in, this is Venom. And I just remember, I think I mentioned on the LiveWIP last weekend about finding out there's an anti-Venom. And I thought some just random person just did that as like, oh, what if there's an opposite Venom? He's in a comic book. I didn't know. I was like, oh, okay. He's a thing. So I don't know if I should draw him, but he looks kind of weird. But if I see a suitable drawing or kind of art of him, maybe I'll try to see how it turns out, because I'm kind of interested. I don't mind opposites of characters. I think that concept's kind of interesting sometimes. I mean, it's been around, but it would be kind of cool to try. And I still have that dilemma. Will I or will I not wear this in public? I think if I just did the gradients alone, the answer would have been yes. It was nice. But I slapped Venom's face all over it and his weird symbiotic tendrils. Will I still do it? Now I don't know. I don't know yet. It's a little embarrassing. I think if I was a guy, it would be a lot more cooler. But for me, I don't know. It just seems a little bit try hard. I don't know, but I still like it. The other thing I worry is it's going to get dirty. Because once I step out of this house, outside of this bubble, they're going to get dirty and I'm going to be upset. So I don't know yet. The other option is if I don't like the painting as much as I thought I would, then I would for sure wear it outside. I think if I really like the painting of the shoe, I wouldn't dare to get it soiled by the outside world. Why do I talk weird? I swear. Anyway, so that's my lame micro dilemma with this shoe, whether or not I will actually wear it in public or just leave it in the closet and never see the rays of sunlight. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, a lot of things online. There's a lot more fear mongering now. It's making me tired. I don't want to keep looking at that too much. You look at it too much, you start believing it. And then I think there's a bunch of people talking like, I moved to what country in Europe and and it's amazing and I love it. And me and my children, yeah, it's nice to have money to do that stuff. Not everyone's is as fortunate as you. And it's funny because some of them are still complaining. Why are you there? Shit. Shut up. But yeah, I don't know. I need to not look at, I should not look at threads too long. It just makes, I think I lose brain cells looking at there too long. Oh, I need to cover this up too. I forgot. I should wrap things up. So what did I do today? I continued with this guy here on the other side of the shoe, and I changed my mind judging from the blue line art over the other colored one. And I think this side will be not as detail heavy as the other side of the shoe. And I also managed to erase most of the painting from the rubber soles on the sides, which is great, but I did not complete it entirely. But I think I need to put in more elbow grease and still try to clean what I can. I'm not sure because it's going to get dirty anyway. That's why I was a little lazy about that. And then I was kind of mouthing off about the idea of pick-me girl and whether or not I was a pick-me girl back in the old days of being young, but maybe surface level it seems like it, but turns out I'm not really, just because I don't like tearing people down just to bring myself up, because I've had that experience where people talk bad about me and I don't like that feeling. Shit. So I wouldn't want to be treated like that in order to make myself look good and feel good. But no, that's dumb. But people are like that out there. I just stay away from them. Mind my own damn business. So yeah, I don't understand how people do such things sometimes. And I need to stop saying and. I need to. I'm really failing at this. Oh no, this paint. This is the problem child that keeps barfing. Oh my god. What was that? I'm tired. I'm always tired. As for my opinion about painting on shoes, would I recommend this to other people? Yes and no, and please excuse the dander and gross stuff. That's just like dust and shit inside my shoe. Yes and no. I mean, if you are patient and are willing to work on this kind of project for a long time, and you have a good idea for your shoe, by all means go ahead. But I'm using fabric paint, not acrylic paint. Though I did use acrylic paint markers for line art, but then that's for, just to know where the hell I'm painting. Other than that, if you expect fast results and you are in a rush to get something done, this might not be for you just because it takes time. I'm also in that boat as well where I want things to go fast because the longer I work on something, the more I lose interest. So I'm also like, oh my god, when am I going to get bored with this project? It's also possible for me to get bored and just drop it entirely. I've done it before and I hate it. I don't like doing it, but it happens. So, but if you're very patient and you're willing to wait it out for the results to, result like this guy here, then totally do it. I would encourage it, but just don't expect. Don't go first time like this, like I did. I'm nuts. Plus, I like Venom, so do something simpler. Just to you start small and you like the results slowly but surely. Don't go all in like my crazy ass and do stupid Venom. Don't be like me, okay? But I would encourage you to paint on shoes if you can. And also don't get this, don't get this kind of shoe. Get those slip-ons that where there's no laces and it's easy to paint on top of. I rather deal with that than whatever the heck I'm doing because this is a bit cumbersome. This is a bit troubling to always worry about these things. But some people actually paint on these holes on the metal parts of the shoes. So I can also do that, but right now I'm not thinking that far. I just want to get something done and hopefully keep it as clean as possible. But no guarantee, knowing my streak of being slobbies. Oh, maybe I should use a different brush. I need to preserve my thin brushes. I also need to buy another set of thin brushes. Most of them are kind of banged up. I don't have the best of luck with such brushes, unfortunately. This one, I guess. Oh, this one's banged up. Oh, well. Yeah, it's going to take a while to hide all these freaking marks. I didn't think that far, and here we are. My mistake. Sorry, I keep hitting the stupid camera holder thing. Ah. What else can I talk about? I was telling someone that I haven't been to a comic book store in a long time. I think the last time was when my kid was about 2 years old and he saw a train set and he loved it. Then we had to leave and he was very upset when we left. So then that was the last time. It's kind of out of the way and in the downtown area. The one I'm pretty sure it's still there. I'm not sure if it's the only comic book store we have in this city, but I kind of miss it. But I also am worried about what kinds of stories are out there now, because I worry that I'm just going to get a bunch of propaganda, some sort of ulterior agenda going on in between the lines of the comic books. I really don't want to deal with that. I just want to have a good time and a good story and not being lectured like I'm a dumbass. Because I feel like a lot of media is like that, treating us like dumbasses because we don't follow their agenda, or we just want to have a good time and be entertained. And then lessons learned, oh my God, I don't like being like I'm being lectured when I'm trying to have fun watching whatever's in front of me. Oh my God, I didn't realize this marker is very stubborn. I can still see the lines. Ugh, and I worry if I put more layers, it's going to make the fabric of the shoe extra thick and crusty. I'm like, because I know it's not it's not acrylic paint, but it feels kind of thick already as I do this. My God, I need to put you here. Yeah, not much talking wise. Well, I did rant about online things, but it's not that big of a deal. I know it's just something for me to say, so I'm not just like quietly doing this. I'm not very good at not talking. I feel bad when I'm in an open setting where people will show up and I'm just doing this, and I feel like I should say something. Because one thing, if I'm by myself, I'm totally fine with shutting the hell up. But then when I'm like in a public setting, I feel bad. Actually, shoes with Blink would be kind of cool. I do like pink and green together. Or she'd be eating watermelon. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just saying random. What fell? Oh, one of my markers. But yeah, sometimes random ideas come to mind when I'm like just doing this and noticing things. Not all the time, but once in a while if I'm lucky. Anybody got plans for a 3-day weekend for those of us in the US? I know I asked that so late, so late before I log out, but before I forget, might as well. Better late than never. Where is the other? Oh, right here. Gotta get the problem child involved. Has anyone ever watched the movies Problem Child and Problem Child 2? Oh my God. I mean, I get it, because, he was picked on in the corner like a normal kid. He just enacts revenge on everyone who wronged him. Oh my gosh. And then he had a little sister, and she's also just as bad. And so they were like fighting, like topping each other with pranks and stuff. Like, my God. I don't think we can get away with such movies nowadays. Okay, maybe I should wrap things up before someone shows up. Oh, just kidding. I'm not wrapping up yet. La la la. How you doing? Let's see here. I think the other option is to do this in tie-dye, but using a tie-dye method with pure white shoes. I can do that, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't like the having to rewash things over and over, because water is not cheap nowadays. I don't want to waste all that water just to get these shirts done or shoes done. And also I worry I'm going to break the dryer drying up these using the washer and dryer for these shoes. I know. Hearing thunk, 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 thunk inside the dryer. No, thanks. Okay, they left. I'm going to go now. So take care, guys. Happy Wednesday. Have the rest of your day going well as the rest of this week. I'm going to resume with this shoe, and please excuse that. Take care now. I'll see you next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or late night, I think I'll just change it to late night LiveWIPs or LiveWIP Extras, one of those two, because I'm kind of just bouncing between those titles. And yeah, thank you so much again. Take care, and until next time. Bye-bye.